Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This week, we're taking a deep dive into the life of Olivia Rodrigo and how she got her start to becoming one of the biggest global superstars. The instant the power ballad "Driver's License" was released in January 2021, Olivia Rodrigo ignited an internet craze. Perhaps it was her chilling vocals or the nostalgia and pinning so familiar to many listeners' teenage experiences. Whatever the hook, Rodrigo created a connection people were craving during the first half of the pandemic. And it was the beginning of Rodrigo's rise to bona fide star. Just more than a year later, Olivia Rodrigo's impact is evidenced by two #1 hits, including Driver's License, chart records, billions of streams, and now 7 Grammy nominations, along with nods in all 4 general field categories at the 2022 Grammy Awards, with Driver's License up for both Record of the Year and Song of the Year. Rodrigo earned nominations for Best Pop Solo Performance, Best Pop Vocal Album, and Best Music Video. Her acclaimed debut album, Sour, encapsulated the emotional roller coaster of coming of age and surviving your first real heartache, told with Rodrigo's now trademark candor. The rest of the world quickly became just as captivated by Rodrigo. Throughout 2021, Rodrigo covered just about every magazine imaginable, also racking up an ever-growing list of accolades, including Billboard's Woman of the Year and Time's Entertainer of the Year, even earning an invite to spend time with the president. The California-born singer-songwriter began her career as an actress, first appearing in an Old Navy commercial and then earning a spot in American Girl, Grace Stirs Up Success. Despite being straight to video, the movie was a launching pad for Rodrigo's Disney career, where she'd star in Bizaardvark and High School Musical: The Musical: The Series. Like Britney Spears, Miley Cyrus, and Demi Lovato before her, Rodrigo's singing career followed her stint in the Disney acting world, and like her predecessors, her singing talents were teased in both of her Disney series. I always thought of myself as a singer-songwriter who fell into acting and really liked it, rather than a child actor who's like, "Oh, I'm going to try to be a pop star now," Rodrigo said in an interview for Clash last year. Rodrigo has also said she is majorly inspired by rising indie pop star Gracie Abrams, another peer who shares the admiration. She wrote about such universal experiences in such extreme detail. Abrams, who opened for Rodrigo on the Sour Tour back in April 2022. Everyone found something in her music that brought them back immediately to a deep love or a terrible heartbreak. With Driver's License, Rodrigo became the youngest solo artist ever to debut atop the Billboard Hot 100 and broke the Spotify record for most plays in a single week, twice. Though the next 2 singles couldn't have been more different than Driver's License, they kept Rodrigo climbing the charts and proved that Rodrigo was more than just a moment. Her second release, Deja Vu, a wistful indie pop ode to heartbreak, helped Rodrigo become the first artist in history to debut their first 2 singles within the top 10 of the Hot 100 in April 2021. A month later, the angsty pop-punk anthem Good For You became the singer's second single to debut atop the Hot 100, making Rodrigo the first artist to land 2 #1 Hot 100 debuts from their debut LP. Good For You also heralded Rodrigo as one of the leading ladies of the recent pop-punk resurgence, fostered by artists like Machine Gun Kelly, Willow, JXDN, Maggie Lindemann, and Meet Me Aero the Altar. Rodrigo even paid homage to genre titans Paramore, crediting the trio as songwriters on Good For You after parallels were made to their hit Misery Business. Even after seeing a string of success with its follow-up singles, Driver's License remained the anchor of Sour's impact, thanks in part to the song's own anchor, its dramatic belt-along bridge. Maybe wanting to add bridges into pop songs comes from being in a band, wanting to be like Queen and Radiohead, or even Mariah Carey and Michael Jackson to write songs that take you on adventures. Nigro is the former frontman of indie rock band As Tall as Lions. As a songwriter and producer, he has worked with artists including Carly Rae Jepsen and Sky Ferreira. It was a solid jumping-off point for how he and Rodrigo would shape Sour. For the album, Rodrigo continued to build rich sonic worlds and tapped into the complex emotions listeners could relate to, whether they're around her age or not. In addition to the album's messy, vulnerable lyrics and glimmering bridges, Sour came out at a unique time. With people more alone than ever, clinging to the comfort of TV, film, and music, Sour leaned into the emotional peaks and valleys that everyone seemed to be experiencing, and helped them reminisce about once was romances as well. Released in May 2021, Sour quickly became one of the best-selling albums of the year. It also sat atop the Billboard 200 chart for 5 non-consecutive weeks. The longevity of Sour has been undeniable, something that has likely been driven by Rodrigo's first-hand knowledge of how the industry works. Along with musical control, Rodrigo has created an impressive, immersive universe alongside Sour too. Roughly a month after the release of her debut LP, Rodrigo shared her Sour Prom concert film, a prom-like spectacle that offered a taste of what a tour could look like when touring wasn't possible. Sour Prom also gave young fans an at-home high school ending that they may have missed out on due to the pandemic, another way for Rodrigo to connect with her audience. Since Olivia never got to go to prom, she knew she wanted to throw an event for everyone to celebrate together. Sour Prom director Kimberly Stuckwish told Billboard. But Rodrigo wasn't even close to done. On March 25th, she shared Driving Home to You, a documentary detailing Sour's creative journey. In the Disney Plus film, Rodrigo road trips from Salt Lake City to Los Angeles, recalling memories of writing her first album. Driving Home to You featured new live performances and gave viewers a closer look at the process of making her striking debut. The result was an intimate look at what made Rodrigo so impressionable. It's also the perfect segue into Rodrigo's forthcoming tour throughout North America and Europe, which is, of course, completely sold out. The consistency in which Rodrigo has breathed new life into the songs fans have been scream-singing, and likely crying too, for months is what has helped her become the breakout artist she is, and will hopefully remain a foundation of her future work to come. We only focused on Olivia Rodrigo's breakout album Sour, but she has already released her second album Guts, which is another smash hit from critics and fans across the world. We are already excited about even more music from the superstar, but she did say recently, "I just love writing songs. I'm trying not to put too much pressure on myself. I want to just sort of explore and have fun right now." After so much success already at just 21 years old, we truly cannot wait to see what the future holds for Rodrigo and her blossoming career. Thanks for joining me on this journey about Olivia Rodrigo. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next week with brand new content.